Hello everyone, here doing challenge number 2, so let's jump right into it and open up our picture files. And go to open, click on my first one, which is Fear the Reaper, and then hold shift and click on my second, and then click open. And I'll open both of them up in separate so I can edit them the way I want. Make sure I'm on the move, and then do Command T so I can, or need to unlock it first. Do Command T so I can rotate and resize if I need to. Hold shift, that way it goes in equal increments and keeps it center. Oops. And looks like I went a little off there. And it's not quite going up, so I'm going to eyeball it real quick. It looks about right. Press enter and it'll save the changes. Move it down a little bit so I have more space on top for my logo later on. And then I'm going to go ahead and crop it up so I can get rid of this extra space on the sides. A little bit more on the left. Alright, move it up just a wee bit. And then press enter to save it, or to keep it that way. I'm going to go to my logo and use the quick select tool. I like it the most. It doesn't mean it's the best one, it's just one that I go to and it's easier for me to use a lot of the time. I'll show you later on that sometimes it's not the best, even though you like the tool, it's not the best tool. Keep clicking, then hold shift and I can do the next letter. Again, just go through and do that on each of them. Looks like I have a little bit much in between the EA and on the top of the T there. I'll get to it here in a few. Just keep going, get all my letters. And then once I have all these highlighted, I'm going to go ahead and do Command Shift J, and I'll cut it into a new layer for me. Now that I have all this, I'm going to go ahead and use the the select tool, and I'm going to right click and go down to and select them all based on the color. Select that color, has them all selected. Then I'm going to go down to fill. And then I'm going to choose the color. I want it to be all black. So I don't have to worry about the edges or anything when I put it in on the actual picture. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut out this extra space. I'm going to use my quick select tool. Zoom in a little bit. I used Command plus for that. And then select it all along. Press Option to take any out, and then Shift add more to it. Or actually you can just go ahead and keep clicking because it's going to be in the same area. Option to get rid of the top there, so I have the top of my T. Get that last little bit right there. A little much selected. Now I'm just going to press delete and it'll take it out. Looks like I have a little bit extra up there. Just click on it, delete it, a little bit more. There we go. And then down here on the E at the bottom, whoops, I want to go ahead and select the color. I want to fill in on the E there. I want to fill in all these little spots. Now I could use the brush tool, but I think I'm going to go ahead and switch and I'm going to use the select tool. Quick select tool. Now I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to do fill on it again. Go ahead and choose a different color. I think I want to go with something a little more red. Looks good. Press OK, and there's your fill. Now I'm going to go ahead and do it for the rest of them. Command D to deselect what I had. Then I'm going to select the inside of the A, and I'm going to go down and select the rest of them as well. and then right click again. Looks like I've got all the ones. Do fill. My color should already be selected, but let's make sure. Okay, okay, and there we go, all of them are filled in. Command D. Then see, this time the quick select tool isn't necessarily the best one. It's selecting too much of the E. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the other one that I like to use, the magnetic lasso tool. I'll click and I'll just drag along and I'll keep it along the edge there. If you click, it'll automatically snap where you click it to. Keep going around, and then when you click on the last one, it'll loop it together, and then just delete that out. And everything looks about good now. So let's grab the move tool, move it over to my picture, drop it in, and I'm going to go ahead and hold shift at first when I do command T so that I can keep it in proportion. And then I want it to be a little bit flatter, so I'm going to flatten it some, and I'll throw this in the top right. Everything looks good with that. So now I'm going to go ahead and open paper. I had it in my recent. I'm going to drag it over. Drag it over, put it in there. I'm just going to stretch it as big as I can to cover the whole canvas and a little more. Now I'm going to go over to this bar here, and I'm going to select multiple, pass it up, select multiply up here. And that'll merge it together for me. Next thing I'm going to do is select the layer where I have my logo, double click it. I'm going to go down to drop shadow, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit bigger shadow, spread it. Looks about what I want, so click OK. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab my brush tool. And go down to black, and I'm going to fill in his eyes. Whoops, still in the other layer. So go ahead and step backward real quick. Select the layer I want to mess with, and then there you go, no more drop shadow. Fill in his eyes, I want them to be nice and black. I'm going to do the other eye. And then go ahead and select a reddish color and give them a dot in both eyes. And then let's go ahead and fill in the scythe eye as well. And there's my Challenge 2 video. Thank you for watching.